What's up, everybody? It's me, it's AlexisMaurice and
TreiHollywood.
And guess what, guys? This is our first official Hollywood Happenings interview. We're going to be calling this segment Hollywood Happenings Freshman Class. Freshman Class is basically designed for us to interview up-and-coming stars in the entertainment world, the fashion world, the culinary world, the music world, the movie world.
Just the world.
Just the world. We're going to be introducing you guys to some very smart, very creative individuals that are up-and-coming, of course, in the industry. And tonight, our first interview is with none other than Mr. Tonee Pierre, Celebrity Stylist himself. How are you doing today, Tony?
Good, how are you?
Good, not bad at all. Well, first off, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and chit-chat with us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. We would love to have you. So, Tony, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who you are, where you from, like what church you go to,
Don't be afraid, because
I'm not afraid. I'm not worried about
They be with us,
I'm not worried about y'all.
No, you better be worried.
I see y'all.
Because they bites back.
We see each other.
We good. We good.
But Tony, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Well, my name is Tonee Pierre, of course. I'm from Orangeburg, South Carolina.
South Kakalaki
South
in the
Carolina.
house. Whoop, whoop.
A03.
He's hating because he's from Florida.
I'm not hating him. It's okay.
You know,
Turn up,
people
SC.
stay in Florida.
Right, we know, child.
That C word.
Right.
Yeah, we got more than y'all got in South Carolina.
But you're from Orangeburg, South Carolina. Is Tonee Pierre your real name, or is that your stage name?
That's my industry name. Tonee Pierre is my industry name. I'm not going to give out my government name right now.
No government names. We don't need no,
okay.
We don't need officials come looking for you. We don't know if you got any warrants or anything.
No, y'all need a background check.
Right, background check. Because we do thorough background check.
You might find something. A little rat.
Don't tell the girls that, because they'll go look. I'm just right now on Google looking to see if Tony got some kind of background. But you're from Orangeburg, South Carolina. What else?
I'm 23 years old. I have a birthday actually next month. I'm a Leo, of course. I've been styling, a celebrity stylist for a year now.
Okay. So how did you, tell us, how did you get into fashion? What brought you into the fashion world?
Well, I went to Benedict College in Columbia in 2009, and I was trying to major in early childhood education.
You was trying
to major.
Were you not focused?
I wasn't focused at all.
Okay.
I went there my freshman year. 2010, I went to South Carolina State for the same thing. Okay. Because I wasn't feeling Benedict anymore. Then I went back to Benedict. 2011, like back and forth. I'm still trying to find myself.
You're a super freshman.
Basically. Barely. Trying to find myself. So I'm like, okay. So I went back there. And then, I still wasn't feeling it. So, like, I ended up moving to North Carolina. I moved to North Carolina for like 2 years. And I started, figuring myself out more, finding myself. Like, I just took a break from school. Like, I was like, it's not, early childhood is not what I want to do no more. Right. The only reason I want to do it because of my nephew. Okay. And I realized every child is not going to be like my nephew.
You got that damn right.
So
everyone is not like my niece and nephew either. So I understand where you're
coming from. So that threw me for a loop. And then I just, I started thinking like, what do I like to do? What I want to do with my life? Because I felt like I wasn't doing anything, with my life at all. I wasn't happy with myself. Because I know people expect more of me and I expect more of myself. So I thought about fashion, I was like best dressed in high school, I was always, I'm spoiled. So like my mom, make sure I looked decent. And,
so you always dressed
I always dressed it nice. So
I can't say the same thing about
I always did.
What about you?
I was dressed. I wasn't as fly as Tonee Pierre, but I was able to dress.
I think I did enough to get by.
Once I found myself more, I was able to dress better.
You found yourself?
See, I found myself.
And where I'm from, like in the country, you got at least know how to dress. Like my sister both of my sisters were actually best dressed in high school. So it was just something that I feel I needed to do too.
When I was growing up, what was in was Tommy Hilfiger, Chaps, Nautica.
Echo.
No, we didn't.
Echo was what you got like in.
I think the other people.
Well, Southern in Florida it was.
I was a little smart kid or whatever, so I was in the AP classes and I ain't passed none of the APs. Oh, whatever. I tried one of them. I ain't gonna tell you no long. When I took the AP calculus exam, child, I went to sleep. Like all of us just went to sleep in that exam. and it was one friend, Tamala Branch or whatever.
Okay,
we rooted for Tamala. Tamala, okay, you need anything from us? Just make sure you're okay. We need you to pass this exam. And she did. And she did. She passed the AP calculus exam.
That's right, Tammy.
So when did you, I heard you say, of course, that you, you know, you were kind of going from school to school,
right.
You know, having a real hard time finding yourself. So what was that transition that made you move into fashion? What happened that made you move into fashion?
Like, it was just something that I always wanted to do. Like, it was always my heart. Like, fashion was always something I wanted to do. So, like, when I moved away, like I said, in North Carolina, I moved there and, like, I started figuring myself out. So, I actually, my first fashion show, one of my friends, she was in a fashion show in Augusta, Georgia. Okay. So, I did my first fashion show and, like, I got a lot of feedback. Like, so much feedback. Like, she modeled for the game, the BET, on BET. She was a model for that show and everything. She was like did appearances on there, so like she was well known. So I did like that. And
so she was your first client?
Yeah, she was my first client.
And it was a fashion show.
Her name is Tamisha.
Hey Tamisha. Yeah. Hey girl. Hey.
So she did like, you know, like it was my first fashion show, and I got like a lot of feedback from, you know, family and you know, even her fans.
So I mean, that your first fashion show. Not only was she your first client, but she was your first fashion show.
Right.
What was going through your mind?
It was hectic. Like it was hectic. Like
how did you prepare the day of?
I just went with the flow. Like I'm like, is these people gonna like my work?
Right.
Like what they gonna think? Like she like, you know, she was really popping. Like the pictures was just everything.
Right.
Because I did my thing. I didn't expect it, you know, like from my first fashion show.
Right.
So that kind of like pushed me to go even further into my career.
Right.
So once I did that, like I can't stop saying like, but like.
Right.
Nah, that's South Carolina now.
South Carolina.
Watch your mouth.
Right, that's fine.
Right.
I want to know for me, because I know with me tapping into my career, as far as acting, what was it difficult? Yeah. Was it like a difficult decision?
It really was. I started working with Erica Jean. She was actually my first client. She was on Love and Hip Hop New York.
Okay.
And
we know her. We know her.
Hey, Erica girl.
Hey, Erica. That's the deuces he giving you, Eric.
Moving along.
So for you, it was not difficult. You want to say? So like just to.
It's still difficult to this day. Like a lot of people think being a celebrity stylist is easy, and you know, like it's just fast. Like it's just it's not what people think it is.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's a lot to it. You know, it's hectic.
So with you making the decision to be a fashion stylist, how did your family, your mom, because I mean, you said you've gone from school to school or whatever, you know, you moved to Fayetteville.
That's a fashion home.
Or whatever, right. He's just one of them fashion bots, just all over there. But how did your family take it? What did your friends and family say about Tonee Pierre wanting to be a fashion stylist?
Like, I'm from the country, so nobody understood, like, fashion stylist, like, fashion, like, that ain't no career, you get what I'm saying?
Right. You want to be an actor. Right. I'm pretty sure they were like, what?
Yeah, I want to be
on TV. Yeah. Exactly.
First thing my mom, like, you need to go to military.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's all she wanted.
Everybody in South Carolina wants their child to go to the military. I don't understand that.
And I'm quite sure she wanted to this day, military. You know, that's what she wanted me to do. Her and my pops, like they wanted me to go in the military. So like with friends, you know, like they were supporting me. But as I grew, like things started to change. Right. But now that I'm where I'm at today, like people are more understanding. So it is a lot that comes with it.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna ask. So like with that, you know, your support from your friends, support from your family, it also always comes back to you. So it has it been difficult to actually maintain that because you know you get ridiculed. You know
you got rent.
Yeah,
you gotta make sure all kinds of stuff like that.
So has it been hard to maintain those things doing the fashion because
at first it started out rough.
Yeah.
But I now have, you know, I have a personal client that I only work with, you know, so it's different now. Like when I first started, I was hopping from person to person.
Just getting gigs.
Right, just getting gigs, but now I have like that just one personal client that I always work with.
So let's talk about that. So, you know, you had your first gig, you've worked with different people, you said that you worked with who from Loving Hip Hop Atlanta?
I worked with Bambi one time.
Bambi? Yeah, so tell us some of the people who you actually
I
work
worked with Caitlin Garcia from Love and Hip Hop New York.
Okay.
I worked with Erica Jean from Love and Hip Hop New York. Sky from Black Ink Crew.
Okay.
And now, like, my baby girl, Love and Hip Hop New York, is Diamond Strawberry. Like, that's like my sister. So,
Right.
that's
So,
my client.
so you've had the opportunity to kind of work with these reality stars.
Right.
How does that happen? Like, do you have an agent, or did you do this yourself, or how did you form these relationships and these,
I
partnerships?
do everything myself. Like,
wow,
everything myself. Like,
It's possible. See,
it's possible.
you
Like,
came from South Carolina.
and it's only been 1 year, like, since I've been in the industry, so I'm in a good place in my career. Like, so there's more to come.
So, I mean, what type of stuff did you do?
Sometimes I get speechless because I still can't believe it.
You're in awe.
That's
Right.
understandable.
Mm-hmm.
That's the humbleness of you.
Yeah.
Networking,
Okay.
emailing, Instagram itself. Like, Instagram can take your career to a whole
That's
other
amazing.
level.
Social media.
Social media in
Facebook,
general.
Instagram, Snapchat. People become famous
Right.
just off of these things.
Social
or whatever.
media.
And you've had the opportunity to kind of reap some of the
Right.
benefits
Right.
of using social media and things of that nature.
With all those great things, there comes some type of letdown. Has there been a failure that you could?
I'm not going to say there's been a failure because I never give up. Like, I keep pushing, and I motivate a lot of people because a lot of people look up to me, such as want to be fashion stylists and in the industry as well. So, like, only failures I can say, like, like, I felt like a few people kind of didn't believe in me. And I have had like several breakdowns. Like, I've lost my best friend before because of the industry, and
wow.
a lot of people feel like if I had changed and I feel like I'm better than everybody else, but that's not even the case. Like, I come from a hard place. Like, I'm sure you guys know my story. I was shot in the head at 17.
Jesus.
I nearly died. Like, two more inches, I would have been gone. I wouldn't be sitting here right today. So I'm a living testimony. So, like, when I moved away and found myself, college and everything, I was still being ratchet and ghetto, and I'm still I can get there,
The little hood,
I can get there,
little hood.
but
I done seen it.
I'm in a better place in my life right now.
Right.
So
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, as you grow, sometimes as God takes you to different levels, sometimes people aren't meant to come along with you on those different
seasons.
levels. Or whatever, friendships are, in seasons and things of that nature. And sometimes it's hard to let people go.
Right.
I've been in the same position, but I've also been on the opposite side of that,
Right.
having a friend rise. And, unfortunately, their focus is on certain things that they don't have that time anymore. Speaking of focus, so you've worked with these celebrities, and naturally working with people from Love and Hip Hop, there can definitely be drama on the camera and off the camera. So have you ever been sucked into any drama with any of your clients before?
Yes,
really?
This past season.
Something you can't talk about?
I can talk about it.
Okay.
I don't mind.
Go ahead, give us right here on Hollywood.
Spill the tea.
Hollywood Happenings.
Well, I actually there's a blog called The Celebrity Tonee.
Mm-hmm.
I made that blog because I got into it with Johnny Blaze of Love and Hip Hop New York.
Is that the guy who Donnie was dating at the
Johnny
time?
Blaze.
That's the girl.
Yeah.
Okay, you got into it with her?
Yeah. I got
Child,
into
what
it.
happened?
Please share.
Tell me.
She was taunting Diamond like so much, she was just going in for every little thing. And still to this day, like, I felt like, she was jealous of Diamond. So like, she was taunting her, just every little thing, like, Diamond this, Diamond that. And like, Diamond wasn't really, paying her any attention or, feeding into her. And like, she just kept going and on and on.
Right.
And being that Diamond and her are so close, like, I felt the need to step in.
Right.
Because like, if you hurt her, you hurting me. That's how I feel. So I stepped in,
That's your sister.
Right, facts. That's my sister. I said what I said, and I meant what I said.
I said what I said.
What I
And it was not bullshit.
And like I said, it made vlogs. It went everywhere. Like, she even made a video. It was funny. Excuse my language, but she said my dick smelled like oysters. Like,
How she
said that about you?
yeah,
She
she
was
posted
trying
a
to be
video.
on it, that's why.
So she was just trying to, get her little cool points
If
and
you gotta
whatever.
excuse your language, you good.
Yeah, so she posted that.
Get out of here. Now, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she posted that.
You're supposed to know.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
She made a video and she said that, it was bad. What I said, I did say some hurtful things,
Yeah.
but I feel like if you can dish it out, you can take it.
Right, and that's definitely something in reality television.
Right.
If you put it out there, you got to be able to back it up.
Yeah, so we literally, we went in, like, we went at it. Me and her, like, we went at it.
Wow.
And I said some hurtful things, like, I'm not going to apologize for her because I feel like she needed to apologize to me, so I'm not going to apologize.
But you started it.
She started it,
Okay.
and I finished it.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
I
You
finished it. I
Now,
finished it.
now let me ask you this. You say that you go through this drama like this.
Right.
You know, you have to worry about the ridicule, the greatness. So just like any of us going to work on a normal day, you know, if we have a stressful day, you want to have somebody to vent to. So for you going through all these type of things, I mean, do you have somebody to come back to? Are you single? Are you dating?
I'm actually dating. I've been in a 3-year relationship now.
Okay.
Yeah, I have been dating.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm not gonna put their name out there.
Okay. You don't
Well,
have
we
to.
want to know.
They're private. They don't like being in the media, and you know.
Well, I mean, that's the part of being in a relationship where you're in the eye of the
But
the
they
world.
do serve, and you know, they serve our country. They're in the military, so
Wow.
nearly
Well,
10
thank
years
you.
now. So you know, we're both
How-
doing great things.
So how does, you know, being in the spotlight, you're coming up, people are hitting on you, people doing the things, how has that put a strain in a relationship, or how do you guys deal with that?
It actually happened because we're both actually, you know, we're both doing our thing. Like, he's active duty,
Mhm.
I'm here and there, so we're both just on the, you know, he can't get a little jealous, you know, here and there or whatnot. But
I guess I would imagine it has to be hard with you guys being on the road,
Right,
you know,
right.
a lot of times. So
But I feel like it'll pay off in the future by
Mhm.
both of us, you know, doing our thing. I feel like it'll pay off in the future.
right, he can go ahead and retire from the military, and you go ahead and take care of whatever needs to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. So, when we talk about, you know, you working with celebrity stylists and you're working in such a public, you're working in the public eye, so it's all about appearance and how
Right,
people
right.
look and things of that nature.
Mhm.
Is it difficult hearing or reading when people criticize your work? So let's say, you know, someone has something to say about, or they didn't like what, you know, Diamond had on or what Bambi had on. How does that make you feel when you see those criticisms or hear those criticisms?
The old me,
Mm-hmm.
I would clap back.
Clap back,
I
clap
would,
back.
you know, definitely go in. But then I realized as I matured and
Mm-hmm.
as I learned more about the industry, I mean, it's social media, it's public, so everybody
Right.
has, you know,
An
an
opinion.
opinion.
Right.
Even though it doesn't matter,
Mm-hmm.
they still have an opinion.
Right.
So that is just something I deal with now. Like, you can say whatever you want to say on social
Mhm.
media, just don't say it to me face to face. Because then they go a totally different way.
Have you ever read a blog or you read comments where one of your clients has something and you thought, you like, well, maybe that is right. Maybe I shouldn't have done it. Like, have you learned
I have learned
from,
from
you know, criticism
Right.
from people,
I have.
constructive criticism?
Like, I can take it now.
Mhm.
But back then when I
When you
first
first
started,
started
I
out,
couldn't take it at all.
Very vulnerable to it
Right.
and things of that particular nature.
Because it was like, it touched my heart because I'm like, I think I'm doing my thing, then other
Mhm.
people looking like,
Yeah.
you look crazy, like she looked crazy or he
Right.
looked crazy, so like,
And it's all because of you and things of that particular
right,
nature.
right.
I can imagine that could be a little tough.
course.
Just in case you guys didn't know,
Of
couple of months ago, there was this video that went completely viral of a young man. I think he has green hair and
A
things like that.
dinosaur. He was the
I got
promo
his
for Jurassic World.
Oh, whatever.
Piece of burger.
A piece of burger. Y'all
A
remember
car
him?
went like a tornado,
It
girl.
went like a tornado, and it was just spinning. Like, he was using a lot of words out of context. No shade,
No,
but you
this
were.
shade. You was using
But
a
a
lot
part
of
of me
context.
thinks that he was doing that just for it factor. But
He might have laughed
probably
at
one
that
of your haters, Tony,
Definitely.
decided to take a picture of, what is his name?
Courtney.
Courtney. Courtney was also on, I think, So You Think You Can Dance.
Yes.
You know, he was on
The
that.
audition for that.
Audition for that. He was on the show or whatever. But someone made a meme of you and him
It was
right
funny.
next to each other.
It
And
was
I
funny.
remember when I saw it, I was like,
You tried it.
damn, they look alike.
You tried
You know, some people say that, and when I saw it, I said,
it. Like, no.
No.
I can't put
the only thing that was
next to
that
each other.
kind of looked like was the nose.
You know, that's what I can say. It's like the
That's
way they
it.
screenshot it to make our nose.
Of course,
look
you're gonna
like,
manipulate
You
it.
gotta
to
find a
make it
picture
look.
that looked like that, but that's the only thing. And he's, no.
Anywho, I laughed my ass off. It was
It was
funny.
hilarious.
And that was a hate.
It was hilarious. And so there was a case of mistaken identity where everyone was thinking that Courtney was Tony. Tony, how did you deal with that? How did you deal with that? Like, when you saw that meme, what were you thinking in your head?
I felt some type of way at first. I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie. I'm
Right.
like, who would do
At
this?
first.
Right.
Who would do this to me?
Mm-hmm.
And I was so curious, like, what was your point and why?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't react to it, you know. So what I did I didn't react to the way that I thought I would.
Okay.
So what I did was I posted it on social media.
Okay.
And I made a joke about it.
Right.
You know, like, this is not the same person.
Right.
Whoever, you know, there's always a hater, you know, when you win and blase.
Mm-hmm.
And I took it as that, and I just took it and ran with it. So
Okay.
when I posted, like, my fans, supporters, and everybody just started commenting, like, you know, they lifted my spirit.
It was everywhere.
It was everywhere. It made the Shade Room the biggest blog. So, and like they were going in, like, that's not him, that's Tonee Pierre. So it was just crazy. Like, I feel like the old me, it would have hurt me. I would have been on Facebook, Instagram, going in, you know, like, just defending myself.
Right.
I feel like it helped me with my career to the next level. You know, so to whoever made it, thank you.
Right.
And I know you watching this because you watching me. So
you better get personal
get
with
personal
the camera.
With the camera.
But did you ever, like, did Courtney reach out to you? Did you reach out to Courtney?
About that, I reached out to Courtney.
Okay.
And I reached out to him, you know, I was like, well, this picture here is going viral, me and you. It's the same person. So I reached out to him to clarify, you know, this is not the same person. And, you know, that was the plan. Courtney goes and posts a picture, same person.
So he messy. That's what you're saying?
Basically, you know, like, he's saying that it's me. You could at least tag me in the caption, or you could.
He did not. I saw that.
You know, it's not the same person. So
he tried to spin it like it
like
really was you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like it was him.
Because he didn't put a caption. He just did the same person.
Then he commented.
And in the comment, I saw that.
Under the picture, it's not the same person. Who's gonna see that? It's like 100, 200, you know, people. All these people commenting.
So they gonna see that comment.
Somebody not gonna see that comment. So I had to have my PR call him and let him know, you know, what it was. Like, you need to take this down.
I bet she said, "Who's gonna check me?"
And he got checked because he took it down.
There you go.
You know, he was just in
checkmate.
You know, he was just dealing with the law, so I don't think he wanted to go there with the law.
So Tonee, just to change subjects for just a few moments. So, current events. There's a lot of things going on, so we about to play a little game with you just to see if you know what's going on.
What else is it?
What else is new? So, what do you think about, since we're talking about reality television, let's start with Nene. What do you think about Nene leaving the Real Housewives of Atlanta?
That upsetted me. Like,
why?
I was so heartbroken, and I'm like, Nene, she's the original queen. I don't care what anybody says, you know.
Of Real Housewives.
I feel like without Real Housewives of Atlanta, there's no, you know, when there's no Nene, there's no Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Right.
Because, like, she's the queen. Like, she's the only one that stayed on the show from season 1 to season 7.
Yeah.
So I feel like she kind of left, you know, to test it out. Like, what can these girls do without me?
Without me.
Because she's the only one that has the funny, you know, catchphrases,
right.
You know, blue,
the one-liners,
five wig, you know, like
the faces.
Close your legs to marry men.
Right. That was a good one from season 1.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So I feel like she has the best catchphrases, you know. She has the best shade. Her and Phaedra, actually, you know.
Yes.
And I kind of like that her and Phaedra this season together because they were, you know, they had the shade, you know, they were strong, you know, they was giving what people wanted to see.
Nene kind of ended on a good note or whatever. She wasn't checking for Kenya.
Right.
Her and Candace never meshed.
Right.
Her and Phaedra mend fences. Her and Cynthia is just still kind of up in the air.
Right.
So being that you're from South Carolina, how do you feel about the Confederate flag actually coming down?
You know, I'm happy about that. I was actually upset that I wasn't there to make it.
Gotcha.
Because
I felt the same way too.
I'm from South Carolina, so
right.
of course, you know, I live there, you know, at the moment. But you can catch me in LA soon, or, you know, maybe Atlanta.
Or New York.
But
worldwide.
I felt some type of way because I wasn't able to make it because I'm from there, like I said. And I was in Virginia at the moment.
Right.
But it was like a big moment, like in South Carolina. It was like South Carolina has never, you know, been on the map for good reasons. Like we recently had a, you know, shooting at a church.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's always negative stuff like, you know, the cops and
and even the flag.
Right.
First, you know, when it went up and for several years, me coming up through middle school and high school, there were several protests always trying to take it down.
Right.
What do you think about Donald Trump running for president?
I don't agree.
So you're not voting for Donald?
I'm not.
Why not?
Donald who?
So you're voting for Donald?
I'm voting for Donald Trump.
You're not voting for
I'm going Republican and I'm voting for Donald Trump.
You're not voting for Donald.
If he gets the ticket, I am voting for Donald Trump.
I don't think you should.
He's not voting. You're definitely not voting.
I'm voting for Trump. And I'm going to start an internet campaign voting for Trump.
Okay, find me.
Go fund me, right?
So being that you are the fashion that you are.
I'm a stylist with it.
Fashion, my bad.
It's a difference. I'm not getting
My
that.
bad.
It's a difference. It's definitely a difference. Designers would get offended by that.
Do you think that you ever designed though?
Yeah, I'm looking to it.
Well, that's why I probably stayed there because I spoke to you about it. That's probably why I said.
You've been enlightened.
Yeah. So my apologies.
There's no shade.
Stylist. As far as let's start off. Starting off at Real Housewives of Atlanta, I want you to go from woman to woman, rate them, or who has the best style and who has the worst.
This is good.
This definitely good.
Who's the?
Out of these two, it's kind of tough, for the first, number one.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have to say Portia and Cynthia.
Okay.
Cynthia brings it.
She does.
She does,
hair, everything.
Sometimes the hair be a little off.
But it's different. Like, she's not afraid to try different things. So,
okay.
Right now, it'll be out, like I said, for, the number
Cynthia
one spot.
Okay.
It would be Cynthia and Portia.
So we can put them at one tie.
So
who's two?
Two, let's see.
Candy, Phaedra, Nene, Kenya.
Kenya dresses nice.
Claudia, too, I forgot about her.
Nene, I would put Nene, like maybe third.
Okay.
Kenya actually dressed better than Nene. Nene just starting to get into the fashion.
That hair's a mess.
Nene be off. So I would say Kenya before.
Yeah, Kenya and Nene. Claudia is definitely last.
Because she looks cheap.
But what I can't forget about Demetria. Like,
Demetria brings it.
Yeah,
she does.
Demetria.
But she doesn't come around often, but she does.
She does.
So I'm gonna put Phaedra.
Yeah. Phaedra is not too much into the fashion, like the rest of the girls because, she's holy and she's a Southern belle. So you could throw on a big hat and she's fine,
With a nice
little
neck
blouse or
piece.
something,
Her neck piece is on point. Right?
So when you're thinking of this, you're probably more like thinking about the season.
Right.
So did you see the reunion?
Mm-hmm.
Who would you say was the best dressed at the reunion?
All white.
All white. Nene gave me life with her suit.
Yeah.
She had a suit. I'm not gonna say Kenya. I know you like Kenya a lot, but she was trying to be, Beyonce. In my opinion, she was trying to be like Beyonce.
Because she was just sitting at the end of that thing.
Portia looked like she had on the.
She was just
what's the liquor called? Portia looked like she had on the liquor.
They was trying to say it was with the Ciroc or the goose thing.
The coconut Ciroc.
The goose, the bottle looked like, but she was
like
laid with that train.
Yeah, I didn't like Nene looked good.
Nene's suit looks, it looked hot.
Phaedra looked good as well. I didn't like the left couch.
So you like the right couch, right? Nene.
Candy, one thing I can say about Candy is Candy
is the
Tony. Let Tony style you a couple of times.
Hey, Candy.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
Hey, girl, hey.
Who you
would love?
4 people.
4 people.
2 men and 2 women.
In Atlanta.
No.
In general.
That he would like to work.
That he would like to style 2 men and 2 women.
Jocelyn Hernandez.
Okay.
But I don't need a stylist. Like I don't need a stylist. So to each his own. But I do love Jocelyn.
Okay.
Jocelyn. Okay.
I would work with Candy.
Okay.
Now mind you, don't have to be reality TV.
Okay.
Anybody.
Like dreams, like big dreams.
Yeah, like it be music artists.
Rihanna, I feel like Rihanna is a fashion icon. So hopefully one day I'll get there. I love Rihanna's style. Like she's my favorite person in the industry.
Okay.
Like, I feel like she can pull anything off.
Any men? Would you like style?
I don't really get into the men's fashion like that.
Okay.
Because I feel like females take fashion more serious than men. They'll just throw something on and just keep it moving. I'm trying to think men's wise.
So you wouldn't say maybe Pharrell Williams?
I look up to Pharrell. Like I love his style.
Okay.
Like he don't need a stylist.
Yeah.
Pharrell doesn't need a stylist.
Okay.
He can teach me some things.
I know that's right.
That man be on it.
Right. We've talked about different people who you would possibly like to work with in the future. What type of stylist do you consider yourself? Like, naturally you've worked with majority women,
right.
But what type of clothing style do you consider yourself? Like, what do you prefer to style versus anything?
I like conservative.
Okay.
I like club wear, like 2 pieces, urban. I like a little bit of everything. Like I feel like everything doesn't. Now in the world we live in, everything has people feel like it has to be name brand, but not necessarily. It's all the way, you know, you put it together and you know how the person wear it. Like,
that's right.
You can get the cheapest thing and make it look like the most expensive thing. So,
look, especially when it comes to accessorizing and things of that particular nature.
Yeah.
So what makes your style of styling so different? Like, what is the signature type of thing? What can a person look at and say that's a Tonee Pierre piece, or he's put that together? What makes you so different? What makes you so signature?
I'll put anything together. Like I said, anything. I don't care what it is. I feel like it go. Like, I had somebody criticize my work maybe a couple weeks ago, you know. Okay. And you know, I kind of took it to heart because I feel like, you know, it's cute and this and that to the third, but it's all about what the stylist see and what the person that see that's wearing it. So, like I said, either your opinion matters or it doesn't matter. But my style, I can do anything. Like, I'll wear anything. I can be dressed like this today, conservative, then the next time I want a tank top and, you know, like different things. So style is not, it's art. Styling is art. So you can put, you know, like all of us right now, we all have on basically button ups and whatnot. One of us could have on J's right now, and we still can put a look up. Right. So styling is just anything. You can go to Goodwill right now and buy a shirt, and your shirt probably look better than both our outfits. And
I only paid $2.50 for it. I get a lot of my ties from Goodwill, to be honest with you. All right, Tonee. So tell us, what can we expect from you? What's going on with you right now, and what's going to be going on in the near future?
Right now, I'm doing a shirt line. Okay. Basically, it's like Team Tonee Pierre. Okay. I dropped that like maybe 2 weeks ago.
Branding.
Yeah, Team Tonee Pierre. You can follow me on Instagram or whatever. Tonee Pierre. It's TONEEPIERRE at Tonee Pierre. Not TONY. TONEE. Right. But I'm doing a shirt line right now. I also have one, you know, called Fashion is My Addiction. Fashion is my drug. And like, fashion is really my addiction, so that's why I did it. And then fashion is basically like a drug as well.
So it gets you high.
Right. It gets me high off life, you know.
That's your passion. That's your passion. When you operate in your passion, that's what it's all about. Exactly. And where can one buy these shirts?
You can reach out to me on Instagram. You know, send me a DM on Instagram. Like I said, my Instagram is Tonee Pierre. Or you can add me on Facebook, Twitter, everything is Tonee Pierre.
And we have it at the bottom of the screen down there. So guys, make sure that you follow Tonee Pierre. We want to thank you guys so much for watching this interview. Tonee, we want to thank you for being our first official Hollywood Happenings interview. So guys, tell us what you think. How did we do? What would you want us to do differently? We're trying to come up, so we're trying to, you know, be a little bit versatile. And the next time, we will see you on the next episode of Hollywood Happenings Freshman Class. Thanks, guys.
Make sure y'all follow Hollywood Happenings. AlexisMaurice and TreiHollywood.
Yeah, I forgot to play our own.
TreiHollywood.
Right.
AlexisMaurice.
_God_Trey.
TREI.
And me _AlexisMaurice. Thanks guys so much for watching. We appreciate you.
Right.